Good morning. Hello, hello. Wonderful to be in a room full of people. As Monica has just said, it's been 2 years since most of us have dared to get into any gathering of this scale. And I can see the room is still filling up over here. So this is truly, for me personally, a landmark occasion, as it might be for a lot of you. So, I think Monica's introduction has been too self-effacing and modest, and with my association of MMA over the last 1 year, what I've seen is that MMA, at least in India, has really started emerging as a very credible platform. And I just want to congratulate the MMA team, which is over here, who have put this together. So, of course, Monica, Rudra, Lloyd, Pooja, Prerna, Vishwas. And of course, we have got Rohit Dadwal. Rohit, stand up so that people can. Rohit heads MMA Asia, and put together MMA India has been a very important mentor for the work which we are doing over here. So MMA over the last year, which I've seen, has grown extensively. They've expanded their footprint. They've doubled their membership base under Monica's leadership. And for me, the most important point as a client of MMA and a member is the extensive number of toolkits which MMA has been generating and then distributing among their member base. Today, MMA is a body that brings marketeers, tech enablers, agencies, and publishers, and Monica, you demonstrated that through a show of hands. And this is truly, truly special, because we know that marketing is not now limited to specialized domains, it's all pervasive. So MMA believes that marketers and their partners solve the most significant impediments to growth and empowers them for the future. Well, at least that's what our mission is. But what's really important is there are very few associations which have a global footprint like MMA does. And it really helps us accelerate the learnings of our members and our associates. And because of that, we get best-in-class point of views. And there's some amazing committees which you might have seen in the video up front. But if I had to pick up a couple of really seminal pieces of work, it's the e-commerce council, the voice and audio council, which is one of a kind, and I'd really urge you to see the kind of content which is there, and the Brand Safety Council, which has been at work for the last 3 years and has been partnering some of the best brand safety practices which are available in the country today. So as a body, MMA has been at the forefront of building industry toolkits, white papers, which are empowering our marketeers and, very importantly, collaborating with the ecosystem. You will witness WMO toolkits being launched over the next 2 days. And we have already launched 7 or 8 over the last year. And this is going to be hand-holding the industry for times to come in these very, very fast-changing times. So, well, that was the word from the sponsors. Let me get down to what you are here for, which is the theme, building a winning marketing organization. So the interaction between consumers and brands has been evolving massively, and I'm stating the obvious. It's closer, it's personal, it's powerful, it's pervasive. The marketing function as we know it will change form all the time, like literally an amoeba. It has to adjust to technological innovations brought in by 5G, AI, machine learnings, to name a few, and add to it the growing number of Generation Z in our consumers as well as in the workforce. What we have is transformation, which is literally once in an era, and we have to be ready for this. So the theme of the 11th edition of Impact India, evolve into a winning marketing organization. And the focus is going to be creating value for 2 key stakeholders, which is the customer and the companies which you represent. So there's going to be something in this for everybody over here, and I can assure you that today is going to be time well spent for all of you who have taken the trouble to turn up and participate. The theme was inspired by a global study done by MMA in collaboration with an organization called Marcaps, which states that the modern marketing organizations that lead on revenue and customer growth can be distinguished in terms of the capabilities and their marketing footprint. This is going to be integral to Impact 2022. So on a different note, speaking for myself, the theme this year is really close to me because it's a very important part of what we do at L'Oréal. It really resonates with our vision of creating beauty that moves the world. We believe in building deeper connections with our consumers and brands through beauty tech. And we believe in inclusivity and personalization for all our consumers and customers. And it goes beyond the boundaries of typical beauty to create new products, services, and partnerships. Our journey towards being a winning marketing organization has just commenced a couple of years back. All of you, I'm sure, must have regeared massively during the pandemic. So did we. And our marketing function has embarked on a huge transformation, which is fundamentally built on three tenets: the inevitable products and services, engagement through social media, content management, and activation, both of online and offline channels. I'm stating the obvious here, but making it work is what we'll be dwelling on throughout the rest of the day. So our vision is looking at an organization that consists of multi-expert teams working in an open and collaborative manner to successfully bring together digital and marketing capabilities. We are trying to put digital and the consumer at the heart of our operating model. Today, our marketing teams are a unique blend of marketing and digital. It's evidenced by the kind of choices we have made. Now, almost 65 to 70% of our media has moved digitally, which is, of course, way ahead of industry norms, and we believe we are breaking some new ground in the choices we are making. Our digital marketing organizations have been designed to deliver two strategic missions. First, to deliver online plus offline consumer experience which are world-class across all our channels. And second, provide data-backed digital and media services for much better business and brand performance. Well, thinking ahead, as we enter the day, and we'll have a galaxy of great speakers talk to us about what a winning marketing organization is, what I'd like to do is take the next few minutes in talking about what are the critical themes which a lot of you who are leaders of your respective organizations should be keeping in mind while building a winning marketing organization. First, stating the obvious, purpose. It is the reason to exist beyond making money. It is the North Star that defines everything which we do. Nike, for instance, states its brand purpose as being to unite the world through sport to create a healthy planet, active communities, and an equal playing field for all. It is clear that this is not just about corporate responsibility. While it's connected to the products Nike makes, this is way beyond making best shoes or besting Adidas. This is about being deeply rooted in the customers, their thoughts, their beliefs, and values. So brand purpose, I would submit to you, is going to be a very, very important North Star for us as we design our organizations and our processes. The second very, very important piece, and especially for those of us, who have seen the difference between what's happening in the West and in India, is transparency. So let's admit, we in India see a lot of opacity in the system around us. Yeah? But the days of hiding are over. Consumers want to be exposed to everything in your company. Yeah? They are far more interested in the Made in India sticker, which has been mandated by the government. A lot of our e-commerce friends will tell us, I can see Sankalp there, that all Made in India products have to, all products not made in India have to be stickered over, if I get it right. Yeah? But that is not going to be enough. Huh? Consumers want to know how it was made. What were the factory conditions? Do you pay your people in time? Do you pay your men and women workers equally? Do you have processes in place to ensure that there is no child labor? What do you mean by organic? How did you find out were the animals treated ethically? How much CO2 do you emit? Etc., etc. I can go on and on. So the number of questions which are coming from our consumers and customers are amazing right now. And people are now living to very, very different standards and much higher ideals, especially the incoming generations. We don't have to be right, but we need to show them that they own our brand and they are stakeholders over there. And very importantly, that their voices matter. So at the risk of being provocative, if they find out anything about our brands and our products without us telling them, be prepared for activism, market share loss, and brand value erosion, among others. People said consumer is king. I would submit to you that going forward, consumer is going to be the supreme emperor. And we have to make sure that we meet these consumers' thoughts, beliefs, and ideals. Let me strike another theme, which is now becoming more and more current: privacy. Privacy is going to die unless we protect it. Think about it. With cookies, vision tracing, facial recognition, there's very little about us that is not known. The real question is whether what is known about us, is it being used to serve you, harm you, interrupt you? This is the most sophisticated level of human trafficking, if you think about it. Yeah, people are not moving, but all our details, our life histories, our DNAs, everything is being trafficked. And the world's biggest 5 companies own a lot of this data today. Yeah, we might insist on onshoring of data, etc., but that's theory. The reality is these 5 big companies, which have got an overall market cap of more than 5 trillion. Yeah, 5 trillion is more than India's GDP, is more than the FTSE 100. Yeah, these companies, they know what we like, what we read, what we search, what we buy, and this is what the new marketing is going to be all about. So knowing your customers, targeting them, is going to be crucial. So on another level, if you think about it, media has become the marketer, and I'm feeding into the theme which Sankalp is going to talk to us, I'm sure. So it's an ad for you, Sankalp. And we are petrified as to what you're going to tell us about this. Let me strike another theme, which we'll have to be very conscious as we design these winning marketing organizations. It's said that attention spans are like goldfishes. Yet, with that reducing attention span, Netflix will continue to thrive. So that's a bit of a dichotomy over here. Consumers officially now have attention spans which are 5 seconds less than that of a goldfish. That's what emerging marketeers are telling us. They have no time for you. If you interrupt them, you lose them. You have to entertain them. You have to inspire them. The 30-second commercial will die, and of course there are Bibles which are written about them. Yeah. However, the 30-minute Red Bull mountain bike adventure is thriving, and people are hanging on to it. If you think about it on another level, throughout COVID, it's not the office which people were missing, but they were missing the office gossip, the water cooler talk. We love stories, right? And we love fiction. And we love to dwell in the realm of possibilities. And we are in love with imagination. So even though we know how Narcos, the famous Netflix serial, will end, we sit through season after season. We binge watch 6-7 hours a day. And I can see some people smiling there over there, say, yeah, I can relate to this. On another level, those of you who have watched this iconic Indian movie called Lagan, I think right in the first 15 minutes, you knew which is the team which is going to win, right? But we sat through 4 hours of this magnum opus, and we still have vivid recollections. Everybody loves a good story. So you can damn the 30-second commercial, yeah, you can talk about reducing attention spans, but if you got a good story, if you got engaging content which entertains, there's no reason why your brands will not connect with your consumers. And moving on to another theme altogether, which really feeds into MMA. Those of you who are aware, before MMA became Modern Marketing Association, it was Mobile Marketing Association. Yeah? Why am I saying this? So here's another provocative comment. If your business cannot transact on mobile effectively, shut it down now before you start bleeding. Very dramatic thought. The mobile phone as we know it will be the only computer to a significant part of this world. It's the only thing which will range between $50 to what, $2,000 more. It will be the only window to education, banking, entertainment for at least 4 billion people, at least half of humanity. This is the only computer they will own in their lifetime. So whether your business is procuring fish from fishermen, or delivering seeds to farmers, or building the next gaming app, think mobile for all practical purposes. And if you're not, then conserve your cash and stop right there. As marketeers, my entreaty to you, as you design your organization, think of how your teams are going to be ready to communicate and engage with consumers on the 5-second screen. Let me state the inevitable in terms of data and AI at scale is going to be the holy grail. Yeah, I'm stating the obvious over here. If I can find you, target you, and reward you with a personalized message and a personalized product, tailored service, that is exactly what is required. Think about the choices which this data and AI can help you make. From personal experience, if I can be targeted for golf kits in the boot of my car as opposed to a stroller. Protein for muscle mass versus taste. Going from 0 to 60 kilometers an hour in 5 seconds versus safety. Space saver furniture versus importing mahogany and teak. These are the kind of things which great marketeers which have achieved by using the true power of data. Yeah? So you're going to hear more about it, but mastering data, not just in terms of accumulating it, storing it, but using it, I can tell you at L'Oreal, is one of our biggest opportunities. We like to believe we have invested a lot, but on a scale of 0 to 10, I would dare to think we are a 4, even though we've been on this journey for the last couple of years. So this is something which I'd really direct your attention to. Another theme, everywhere will be a store. Everything will be available to buy, and everyone is going to be involved in the sale. Let's make this really simple. I can snap a picture of my friend's shoe from my phone and have it delivered to me before I get home. I can also solicit opinions on what color looks best on me from my friends on Instagram in real time before I make that purchase decision. So everybody is involved now in the brand decision and the entire consumer decision journey, if you choose to do that. Which brings me to a very important related theme. Collaboration, fusion, wisdom of the crowds, co-innovate, co-create, co-invent. That's a lot of co's over there. Yeah, hundreds of examples on how going the distance on your own is going to be almost impossible going forward. To think consumers are people you market to when you're finished with your thing is antiquated and old-fashioned. If you think about it, Lady Gaga and Nike are giving consumers complete control over their content design and how their brands interact with consumers. Lego and Swedish tourism are giving the reins of communication to their consumers, and that is what emerging marketing is. If you look on the internet, Lego has reinvented itself on this basis. It's a case study. Another critical theme, especially relevant for us in India. Whatever numbers the government gives to us, we know a large part of India is semi-literate. Grant me that. Yeah. Think about it. Voice over text. Will people stop typing? I don't know, but it's a question which we have to think about. We are in a world with 8 billion voices, and only a small fraction that understands that syntax of search and has the ability to type. Imagine a world where most of search moves to voice base. Will you get 100 results or will you get one? Imagine what is the impact on shopping if you just get one result. Will the most powerful brand win? The most loved brand win? Or the most popular and well-rated brand win? These are the kind of possibilities which we'll have to dwell with as marketeers. And finally, I think what's really closest to my heart is trust is going to be the strongest currency. This is what I tell my marketeers all the time. People are saying they don't trust politicians and journalists anymore. However, they will get into the car with a perfect stranger in an Uber or a Ola. They will rent their homes to strangers on Airbnb. Trust used to flow upwards to symbols of authority and experts. However, today, it flows sideways to our peers, our neighbors, and absolute strangers. And trust is going to be the most important currency which our brands are going to have going forward. So these are some of the themes I wanted to set up for my fellow speakers going forward. Yeah, we've got a very interesting lineup of best-in-class sessions for the rest of the day, coming your way today physically and tomorrow digitally to catalyze the process of building winning marketing organizations. Impact India has been carefully curated, factoring in the two C's, the customers and the companies which we represent, through a very interesting framework which we'll be talking about. It's called the 3E framework: engage, experience, and exchange value. And that's what's going to be unveiled over the next couple of days. So you're in for a treat, be it the annual report, which is a powerhouse of knowledge, the brand safety toolkit, the modern marketeer's guide, etc., etc. All these can be downloaded, and I'm repeating myself, there's a QR code around this hall. Please make sure that you go ahead, and there's Monica waving the QR code for you to look at. Do use it. This is a treat in terms of content and expertise. So I will now open this forum to some of the most amazing speakers, which all of you have congregated to listen to. And once again, on behalf of MMA, we're delighted to welcome you here to Impact. And I'm sure you're going to have a very rewarding day. And I look forward to interacting with yourselves informally during the breakout sessions. Have a great day.